Hi guys, it's Kimberly back with the Twin Flame family. Welcome back to this week's energy update for Collective Twin Flames. I have very important messages for you, and this may be a little bit of a longer video. I'm guessing it's going to go to about 45 minutes, but good information, so try to watch the whole thing if you can. So those of you that I've been working with in private session, it's been a really busy couple of weeks, and thank you so much for reaching out to me because I know that current energies have created a lot of struggle within all of us. I hope you feel that they're starting to lift. Today I woke up and felt much lighter, and I think that it's starting to lift as we head into this Leo new moon energy. There will certainly be challenges up ahead, and we'll talk about that, but I think some of the reason for the heaviness was so that we could dig deeper. And I have seen many common threads in the sessions of the past week, especially with the Divine Feminine, and I'm going to comment about what those are. They are very, very important revelations. Also, I haven't forgotten about posting my past life regression video. I was just at a seminar with Dr. Weiss, as many of you know, and something amazing happened. Like 50 million amazing things happened in that weekend, but they were also very personal, some of the things. So I am figuring out the best way to articulate this at this time. I'm also on the cusp of working with a new like hypnotherapist 101 to do more of this one-on-one to do more of this work in my own life. So I also met somebody who was in one of Dr. Weiss's books who I'm going to be interviewing to share more information with you about past life regression. So that's coming. I haven't forgot about it. There's a lot I want to share with you, and it's just not time just yet. But sometime in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to post that video. And if you have any questions, a lot of you reached out to me to tell me you just had past life regression sessions, or you have questions, or you were wondering how it went. And I'm going to be bringing a lot of that to you soon, and you can always contact me privately as well if you have questions. So in the meantime, if you'd like to work in private session with me, either in a soul coaching capacity or for a twin flame reading or guidance session, or if you're not a twin flame and just in some sort of a divine love soulmate connection that's bringing up some stuff for you, or if you're looking for deeper answers along your ascension journey, please just reach out to me. If you feel like there's a match or there's a resonance in my videos and things really resonate for you, it may be a good idea for us to work together at this time. You can do so by visiting thetwinflamefamily.com. That's thetwinflamefamily.com. Click on schedule a session. All the private services are right there. And then there's another tab for group services. And there's the August 8th Divine Feminine Workshop. It's transforming your false masculine energy, your wounded warrior, survivor energy into a divine feminine goddess. How do we do that? How do we claim our power? And what does it all mean? Where is it stemming from? And how do we transform and transmute that? So it's a 2-hour workshop, and it's only $22. And this one's almost full. So if you do have an inkling to want to dig into that further, just click on the group services tab and sign up. So, wow, that was a mouthful. Okay, I need to take a breath. So I have a spread here for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine collective energies for the week of July 23rd, which is, like I said, the Leo new moon. We're going to feel some lightening up of some of these heavy energies, but certainly there is still work ahead for us. I just feel more action coming in behind us, more light and sun energy, and we're going to have more momentum in the weeks to come. So where things have felt very heavy and exhausted, it's going to just pick up now. It's not to say you won't still be pushing through some stuff, but there's going to be more ability to focus, more ability to create movement, and so I'll talk about that more as it applies to each of the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. So let's start with the feminine. So Divine Feminine, what's coming up is the 5 of Wands, and we've seen this before, and I do really understand what this means in so many ways. This is tied to our insecurities still, and one of the things that seemed to be the common thread in my private sessions this week, and I mean really in an uncanny way, and actually in this entire year of working with twin flames, I've never had it surface. I've actually never had one session that even went to this place. But over the past week or week and a half, almost all of my sessions did. And it's actually crazy. So I'm thinking if it was a common thread with 80-90% of my sessions, it must be something that's affecting the collective, or maybe it's just lurking under the surface with some of you and you're not even realizing it. So what I'm referring to is that some of the things that came up this week in my private session with the Divine Feminine was around these issues of body image. And the interesting discovery was that it wasn't about the actual, on the surface, it seemed like it was, oh, I'm insecure because, I'm holding this weight and my twin's karmic partner is, much thinner. Or I'm, really thin and lean, and I look at these people who are, heavier, carrying more weight, but in both instances, it was this envy of the other person because they felt happier, freer, more confident. And it didn't matter whether it was I'm thin, they're heavy, or I'm heavy, they're thin. It wasn't, the discovery was that it wasn't really about the body. And it wasn't really about that. It was about the self-worth. It was about the freedom. It was about the not being imprisoned to our inner insecurities. And I think a lot of us have, and this is coming up, this imprisonment feeling, okay? And this imprisonment is being imprisoned in our own bodies, being tied to old, it's not just negative thinking. It's like lack of self-value, lack of self-worth. And we beat ourselves up. I'm hearing that a lot, the beating ourselves up. And when I dug deep in these sessions, I realized this isn't about that she's prettier or that she's skinnier or that, that you're judging the person who's carrying more weight. Because what the discovery was is that overall there's an envy and there's some sort of an admiration. There's some sort of an insecurity there about what this person has that I don't. So whether it's the looking around at the person that is just more comfortable with themselves, it doesn't matter what weight they are or how pretty or confident they are, but they just feel more secure. And looking at that and going, wow, that feels like freedom. That's a freedom that I don't have. Or if it's looking at our own body and our own self-image or the way that we look and going, well, why can't I be confident like that? Or why can't I look pretty like that? Or why can't I be thin like that? And when I asked my clients, well, what does that mean for you? What does that person have that you don't? And they said, it's just a freedom. It's a freedom to be. It's a freedom to express. It's a freedom to not have all this pressure we're putting on ourselves. And it's coming up at the bottom of the tarot deck, okay? And it's showing up 8 of Swords. And we see this often. This is being bound to old ways of thinking, old stuff, having our blinders on. And I think for many of us, I want to tell you, it's not about really how you look or what you weigh. It's more about giving yourself permission to love yourself. That's what that envy is. It's creating a freedom within you so that you don't feel imprisoned by your own insecurities, by your own, the pressure that you're putting on yourself to be a certain way. Because once we lift that pressure off of ourselves and start being nicer to ourselves, we give ourselves the freedom to be expressive in the way we look, to, the weight issue kept coming up in my sessions, which I told you, I haven't had that appear ever. It was about negative self-image, negative body image. But the discovery underneath it was not really about the way that we looked, but more about the way that we feel from within. And that freedom you can only give to yourself by allowing yourself to just be you. So 2 of the sessions that I had, and not to be too specific or revealing, but I'm just showing you the common threads. 2 of the sessions I had, the discovery was somebody in the early childhood said, no, you can't wear that, or you can't do that, or you can't look that way because that doesn't look good on you, or good girls don't do that, or good girls don't wear that. Or someone in adult life too, mirroring that again and saying, that's not flattering on you, or, you don't have the body for that, or, some sort of an abuse where it's somebody not honoring you. But recognize that if you've encountered that in your life, it's because you're not honoring yourself from within. It's because there is a wound there that's harboring that insecurity, and it's in an active vibration. So we're going to attract the people who don't honor us in our lives. We're going to attract the people that are going to comment on our physical appearance rather than just loving us for us. And many of you, the common thread that I hear is, why can't someone just love me for me? And when will I be loved? When will I be fully loved? And I'm telling you that you will be fully loved and accepted when you fully love and accept yourself. We have to stop the negative talk and give ourselves permission to explore our self-expression, to explore giving ourselves the freedom to just be. Also, the weight issues, and what I can tell you firsthand and also through experience with many, many clients, is that when you take the pressure off of, I have to be a certain way, or whether it's counting calories or obsessing about, what you eat or how you exercise, your body, and you just start loving yourself, your body will naturally go to a place where it wants to be. So whether that's like just lean, thin, healthy, or curvaceous, and, it will just go there. You won't have to try so hard. So those of you who are holding weight, this also came up in my sessions. Holding weight in your midsection, that's remember, we're connected to our divine feminine power through our solar plexus. That's how we hear the intuitive messages. That's where our compass is. That is where we hold our power. That's what helps us stand up taller and connects us to our regality. And so it's no coincidence that when we pad up in the middle, or when we're holding the weight through our core, through our solar plexus, that there's some sort of an emotional disconnect. We're creating a distance from our emotions. We're creating a distance from our intuition. We're creating a distance from our divine feminine power. And when we step more fully into our power, it's not that you're going to have to struggle to lose that weight in the middle, in the core, in the solar plexus region. It's just going to fall away as you step into your power, as you start to connect back into that. All that weight is just an emotional disconnect. That's all it is. It's showing up emotionally in our bodies. So I want to tell you that everything that you're feeling physically or seeing physically in your body is a direct correlation to what's happening emotionally within you. So rather than focus on getting prettier, or, focusing on weight loss or whatever it may be, turn your focus onto your emotional body. What have you been denying yourself? Is it freedom? Is it just, feeling good? Is it self-acceptance? Those are that's where we need to turn our attention to talking nicely to ourselves, to just being, to just accepting ourselves. Because when we do, we'll naturally go into a prettier state, right? Where we feel like we're glowing, because you'll be glowing from the inside out. Your body will naturally want to be thin and healthy and lean and in its natural state. We won't be carrying around like emotional weight. So remember that. And if any of you are struggling with that, you can reach out to me, because I have a feeling if it was 80 or 90% of my, clients this week, this is lurking below the surface for many of you. And for many of you, it's really not actually about the physical looks or the actual body image. It's actually about how we feel inside ourselves, and the wanting to be free, and the wanting to just feel good from within, and the wanting to feel loved. And the only way that we can receive that love and that full self-acceptance from somebody is when we fully accept ourselves and love ourselves. And we will start releasing this feeling like we're in competition with others. And I think an opportunity came up for me. An opportunity came up for several of my clients where you're having check-ins almost with some of the karmics in your twin flame's life, or with people that you felt envy or jealousy with. And those check-ins are going to help you see, oh, I am really secure. They have insecurities too, or this has been an illusion that I've created. Or maybe that's a check-in to see how far you've come. But I feel like for many of you, what you're realizing is that sometimes when we glorify another person, it's not really as it seems. And the admiration or the envy or the jealousy or whatever we're feeling is just something that we need to pay attention to, because it's resonating within us. If they have confidence, well, we have it too. We've just lost it. We've just not claimed that confidence. If they have a freedom that we're envious of, well, that's a freedom that we would like to create within us. So find that within you and step more fully into it. Recognize that you're not separate from them. That competition, that envy, that jealousy, you're the same. They have insecurities too. But whatever you're envying, it's that this person usually is more in their freedom, more in their self-acceptance. And that's calling you to step into that same place. So this is also tied to abandonment, okay? Unrequited love, not getting the love that we needed as children. Insecurities about self-worth can also mean like financial issues currently. Or remember, when you line up with your self-worth and your self-love and feel worthy of love and hug your inner child, abundance is going to start to come into your life. Love. But abundance is more than just financial abundance and flow. It's about the abundance of everything flowing towards you. Love, friendship, fullness in your relationships, financial flow, all of it, okay? And for the feminine, they're talking about law of attraction. So this is really about what we feel deep inside. That's going to be reflected back to us. As I'm saying to you, if you want to if you want to attract a partner, if you want your twin flame to love you, all of you, and not reject you, you've got to stop rejecting yourself. And this is going to keep showing up in all of our relationships until we change and transform from within. So, feminine, you're all very powerful. So they're saying connect back into your divine feminine energy, connect back into your divine feminine power, go to the root of where your self-worth issues are and line back up with this. Know where the core wounds are, where you stopped claiming your power, where you let go of your ability to fully love yourself and line up with self-worth. Acknowledge whether that was from your father, your mother, your siblings. And now give yourself the right to go back in and say, this is a clean slate. This is my opportunity to start fresh and to love myself, regardless of the fact that my mom rejected me or my father rejected me or my brother rejected me or my sister rejected me. It almost feels like a new beginning and a clean slate where we can start to reclaim this and create a new life, right? Draw in new relationships, better relationships. It's in the Guinevere card in my Sacred Feminine deck that she comes up often when I'm working with clients who where these are some of the issues or some of the things that are coming up that are really resonating. And Guinevere is the queen, and she's all about lining up with your self-worth and your self-value and honor, lining up with your regality. And I've read this before, I think, in the group, in the collective readings, but I just want to tell you that self-honor and self-respect are prerequisites. I'm reading from this book, are prerequisites to teaching another how to value and treat us. Once you shift into honoring yourself, this shift will ripple into the understanding of others. Okay? So it's not that you have to declare how you want to be treated or how you want to be loved, because we can declare it all we want. We can say, you're not treating me right, you don't love me enough, or you don't see who I really am. But the reason why that's being reflected for us is because we're not loving ourselves enough. We're not honoring who we truly are. And once you do, like that book said, the card says, it's saying it'll ripple into this. It's going to be a ripple effect in our lives. So everyone who comes in will treat us the way that we deserve to be treated, who will honor us, will see us for who we are, will love us in that unconditional way. But we got to start within ourselves. All right, so moving on. For the divine masculine, oh, and also over the feminine, they're saying follow your heart. So this is really about don't deny yourself what's true, the truth in your heart. Don't deny your feelings. Sometimes when we have that emotional weight that we're carrying around, it's because we've denied our feelings or we're disconnecting from our emotional body. So stay in your heart center. And interesting, because under the surface for the masculine or underneath the situation, the heart chakra is coming up. And I feel like this is the masculine stepping into a time of, my little Stella might be coming through in a minute. So just warning you guys, my little fluff ball kitten. So this is a time where the masculine is actually on the cusp of going into his heart center and finding more truth. It's going to happen through this eclipse season. And I want you to know, don't be surprised if you get communications from divine masculine or divine masculine. If you're watching this video, if you're more inclined to reach out to your beloved with the truth that's in your heart, with how you really feel. And your heart chakra is opening. It's opening because you've gone into your ego. You've gone into your dark night of the soul. And you're coming to a place, especially through the month of August, where it's going to feel more hopeful masculine. It's going to feel more like, wow, this is freedom standing in my truth. I can express my vulnerability. I can express my truth. Actually, I want to start living in my truth is going to be the epiphany. And, you know, the past life card and the under the surface card that's coming up is the knighthood. And this is always about when we're shielding. I'm sorry, my Stella she's walking across tables and couches, and she's being really silly. She's sniffing my crystals right now. And I love when she chimes into the energy of the readings, because it's always indicative of, I don't know, I feel like when I'm on the cusp of saying something big, she's like always moving around. And so anyhow, she may come right across the screen. So just warning you. So this is about, though, for the masculine, that dropping the shield and dropping the sword, stepping into his truth, stepping into what he really feels, being able to express it. And then with this Leo energy, this sun energy, taking action, it's going to feel like freedom for him towards his truth. There is no coincidence that this card came up on the cusp of the Leo new moon. And also that solar eclipse at the end of August, it's going to bring big things for him. And for many of you, I'm not going to say that it's going to be union. It could be just the break away from the untruth for the masculine that he's really been needing for his soul. That he's been denying himself, because bottom of the deck, he's been wrapped up. He's had his blinders on. He's been tied to his ego. He's been walking in line with his ego rather than his soul calling or his soul's truth. One of the things that came up crowning for the masculine is this: find the blessings in in your current situation. And I think he's starting to, to me, this feels like hope. It feels like, okay, lessons and blessings. Again, came up again in the past life cards. And this is about him finding hope. And it's that hope, that faith that he sort of lost for a long time. That disconnect to his emotional body, that denying of his truth, that sort of squashed that hope and squashed that ability to see the blessings in the current situation or look at himself truthfully. And that's coming to an end now. That's coming to that denial, that untruth, that looking like everything's falling to shit and falling apart. That's coming to an end because it's giving away to this energy right here for the masculine. It's not going to be overnight. This is going to be a process, and I feel it playing out through the month of August. So that as we move into September, that masculine's actually going to be taking action steps towards his truth. If you're expecting this to show up as union for you overnight, I'm just letting you know. Some of you it may be, but many of you it may not be. But know that what's happening on the other side is really positive with the masculine. So if the feminine is wondering, well, is this going to mean he's going to, come and, sweep me off my feet or come propose marriage? I don't think it's going to happen that fast. I think he needs to step into his truth and be there for a while and sort things out and get the clarity and take the action that's going to make him feel good. And the more that he does that, the more he is going to be able to step towards his beloved and break away from situations that are no longer serving him. But where he can come away and say, not say, oh, that was a disaster, but say, oh, I really learned from that. Now I know. Now I have this contrast. Now I have this truth that's brewing up inside of me that I can succumb to rather than deny. And this is very much about, it's funny because at the bottom of the deck, this was the bottom of the deck, but one card slipped out, I think right below it, and it's the Judgment card. And this is really about, I feel like especially for, well, it's for both the energies, both the masculine and feminine. It's about allowing things to play out, allowing things to unfold, allowing the universe to orchestrate things, knowing that our soul is calling out for something bigger and not trying to control everything, right? Taking action when we're guided to rather than because we're in a fear mode. Trusting in the way things are unfolding. Okay? Underneath for the shared energy, I have vows and spouse. And this is about the sacred marriage. This is about the sacred connection. And as I said in my last video or videos, the focus I really felt like was on the sacred marriage to ourselves and digging deeper and loving ourselves. And that's still coming up very much for the feminine. And it's coming up very much for the masculine about connecting to his truth. But now it's shifting as we're doing this self-love work, as we're doing this self-acceptance work. It's shifting to, there is a truth here. This undenial of this connection, of this twin flame connection. This truth of, if we feel like our twin flame is our husband or our wife, there is a reason why we feel that. We took sacred vows on the other side to be together throughout eternity. And it's not here for you to feel tortured by. It's here for you to embrace and honor. And know that even if the physical world isn't playing out exactly as you planned, or if there isn't physical marriage yet or physical union yet, it is that connection. It is undeniable. It is there. It is always present. This is your beloved, and this is, honor this. Don't obsess over it. Don't attach to it because it hasn't manifested in the 3D looking like this. This is about, and this could also be too for some of the masculine, about the physical world, about breaking I don't know why I'm feeling it for the masculine, because I know some of the feminine are still in marriages as well. But I feel like the masculine's at a point where he may be breaking away from physical relationships that aren't in his truth any longer, so that he can move towards the sacred marriage, the sacred union. So, yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for now for you guys. That feels complete to me. I have a couple of other cards here, but it actually feels complete to me right here. And I just want to leave you with the notion of, no matter what happens, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out. There is no doubt that on top of discovering our truth right now and digging deeper into our healing, there's going to be some outward stuff, like some 3D stuff that comes up that may rock us during the eclipse season. And I'm letting you know, warning, warning, this is always eclipse season. Pieces of information, things that rattle us, things that shake us, endings and new beginnings. But it really feels like, oh, okay, so I didn't even show you the shared energy. I don't know how I skipped this, but the shared energy card is the Four of Wands. And I really feel like this is like coming home to ourselves. No matter what, just keep that paramount, that you're coming home to yourself and nothing can go wrong. These old feelings of feeling on guard, okay, like feeling protected, keeping the heart armor up, right? Like keeping the heart armor around us, protected, standing on guard. Nope, it's not. It's time to just fully love ourselves and just let the universe orchestrate things. And understand, like, our masculine counterpart for the divine feminine, this is good for him, for his soul. It doesn't matter if it's movement towards you right now on our timeline, in your perceived, this needs to happen now. This is about just letting it happen, letting it unfold. And know that we're returning home to ourselves, that there is a desire for expansion for both the feminine and masculine, but letting go of what we're attached to currently and looking out to the horizon, looking out at what we want to create, and, like I said, stepping into greater truth. So just trust that no matter what comes up, there is that truth, this connection, this love. And your commitment right now for both the feminine, both the masculine, it's about staying in our truth and loving ourselves. And the action will come when you're guided to take action. So don't force yourself. It's just going to unfold. Now, everything's going to unfold naturally, and I just want to keep reminding you of that. Don't force things. Don't control things. Let things unfold. If you're hit with information or things that rock you or news that surprises you, you're going to have to take a deep breath and just exhale and just let it out, because it's all still going to play out exactly as it should. So trust that. And I'll leave you with that. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.